Hang on, be right back. Go get it cracking in a few seconds, man. See if we can get some people in here. Hello? Yo, what's up? Let me know if you can hear me. Press 1 if you can hear me. Well, I need some more viewers first. Let's see. Minimize that. We got one viewer in here. Viewer, press 1 if you can hear me. Trying to see if I can go Facebook Live from my page, from my Facebook page. I put the link to the Facebook here in the comment section. Follow me on Instagram. _Drenny. Boom. One viewer. What's up, viewer? We'll get started in a few minutes, for a few seconds. I know we're all busy. Let me send that link out right quick. Send out that link. Regular page. You know, guys, we're gonna get it cracking in a few seconds. Boom. I'm live. Pull up. Share this post. Share it to page. Boom. All right. Post. All right, this should be working with it here. One viewer. One viewer still. That's all right. All right. Like I said, 8:20, we're gonna get it cracking. No matter if we got a viewer or not. Don't even matter. Whew. Let's see. 8:20, we going. We're moving. 8:20. I'm not gonna keep you long today. A little quick hitter. P-Wing, flying through the stage. All right, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutos. I'm live. I'm live. I'm live. How's my singing? Two minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Pee-wee, flying through the stage. One minute. All right. We're going to go ahead and get it cracking. Crack-a-lacking. Flying through the stage. Should I rock the headband on this one or not? You think? Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to do it. All right. Woo. Here we go. All right. Welcome to J Free Journey Basketball Training, where I'm here to bring you content and not nonsense. I like to gather on Wednesdays and Thursday evenings just to hang out a little bit with you guys and share the knowledge that I've acquired over the years. If you are interested in basketball training, which is what I do, you can visit my website. I'll post it in the chat. It's www.jfreejourney.com. Let's type that here. Or I'll type in the actual in the chat room here. That's where I set my basketball training up. You can also follow me on Instagram, jfree_journey. I'll post a link in the description, and also my Facebook page, J Free Journey, where I just kick back knowledge. So today I want to hold up a little. I don't want to hold up too much of your time. Tonight is the night where Ball meets Wall. John Wall is in LA visiting LeVar Ball. Not LeVar Ball. Dang, that's what everybody think. Everybody think LeVar Ball is a player because of how much he talks. But Lonzo Ball should be a good game. ESPN 10:30. Be there, be square. I'm gonna watch it. I'm super excited about that. And why is my phone going off during my stream? Who is this? Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, so tonight I really want to ask, if you're a player, you always want to come up with different ways to get better in different types of techniques and different types of like mental strategies you want to build to help yourself improve, throughout your career. So a thing that I like to teach and what I wish I would have known earlier are player types and player archetypes. There are many different kinds. And the sooner you understand that, the better you'll be, as far as the better your knowledge of the game will be, the better you'll be self-aware of how you are as a player. If you're not aware of different types of player archetypes, what'll happen is you'll go through the motions and you won't understand how to play defense, or you won't understand what to do on offense. You won't understand personnel, because you got to understand the term, know your personnel. You got to be able to know player archetypes to be a good basketball player. You got to be able to know what players can do what. Like, for example, if I know a player has wobbly hands, I'm not going to throw a quick pass to him in transition because it's going to be hard for him to catch it and get it and go. If he has good hands, I might. I mean, you might need to know player archetypes. You might need to know if a guy's athletic or not. So on the break, should I throw it up to this guy? Is this guy going to get it and dunk it or not? Also, what if I'm a point guard and I'm pushing the break? What do my players like to do? Does my player like to pan out to the three-point line and look for threes? Or do I need to give it to him in stride so he can attack and score? It's all types of different ones. I got a cowlick there going. It's all type of different ones that you can all types of different player types that you can go through. I mean that you need to learn. So with that being said, what I'll do is basically go through some player archetypes and we'll compare them to NBA players because that's pretty much the common ground for everybody to understand. Mostly people that watches my channel, you know, they have some kind of somewhat understanding of NBA. So, so what type of player are you? Are you a pass first player? Are you a run and gun? Are you a catch and shoot? It's different types, man. Are you a playmaker? Are you a defensive stopper? Are you a 3-and-D specialist? What are you? What type of player are you? That's what you have to learn. All right, guys. So I wrote down a couple of different types of I had a breakdown of different types of archetypes there are. All right. So for starters, we'll start with the pure shooter. Now, the pure shooter that's what they do. As simple as the term says. They can flat out shoot the basketball. If you leave them open, it's pretty much lights out. You cannot. All they know is shooting. That's what they do. You can't give them any space. You can't even don't let them touch the ball. If you let them touch the ball and you're not on them, it's up and it's lights out. So you have to really make those guys drive. Now, some people that are catch and shoot players in the league, Kyle Korver, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry. These guys, is plenty more. Me now, you don't leave me open. Like so, these guys will catch it and light you up all day if you let them. They are in their extreme comfort zone when you let them catch it and just get the shot up. If you let them do that, man, it's curtains. They'll score 40. They'll score 40 literally. So those are your catch and shoot guys. They don't dribble. They don't play make. They're not getting into the lane. I'm getting ahead of myself. Pure shooters. They don't dribble or anything. They just shooting. They want to drop 10 threes a game. That's what they want to do. And they will if you let them. All right. All right. So after that, you have pure shooters, and which is loosely related to catch and shoot. So I guess they're one and all the same, but I guess a subtle difference would be catch and shoot guys. They have a little bit more movement without the ball. They're trying to come off screens. They're trying to curl off screens. They're trying to flare to get open and get shots. So, those are your players like your Klay Thompsons, your Ray Allens, your Kyle Korvers again, your Nick Youngs. These guys are running off of screens, and also Rip Hamilton. If you're too young, look up Rip Hamilton. He was also good at it. These guys are trying to run. There are certain plays designed for them to come off of screens to get open and get shots. That was kind of my player archetype in college. I was a pure shooter, catch and shoot guy off the screen. I mean, but I was more than that too. I could do other things, but so catch and shoot guys are going to run around catching and shooting, trying to get open. You also want to make them kind of put it on the floor, but you kind of have to be careful with catch and shoot guys. For me, for example, like I wasn't limited just because they're catch and shoot doesn't mean they're limited to that. So like somebody like a Klay Thompson or somebody like that, they can come off of screens, but then at the same time, if you catch you too much on them, they're good enough the way they can go to the basket. So you have to be careful. You still have to respect the catch and shooters. I mean, they're deadly. All right. So like I said, Klay Thompson, Ray Allen when he was with the Celtics, those type of guys. All right. All right, your next player archetype is your streak shooters. Now, streak shooters are extremely, extremely dangerous because what happens with streak shooters is they can be either super hot or super cold. You're gonna get one or the other. You're not gonna really get. You might get in between every now and then sometimes, but they're more or less known to being extremely hot or extremely cold. So people like J.R. Smith is streaky. J.R. Smith might miss 12 shots, but then he might make the next 12. So those guys are always threats. And a secret that my coach told me is for streaky guys, whenever they play, if they make their first shot, more than 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a long night for the person guarding them. Because if they make their first shot, it just does something to them. But when they miss, they might start pressing or anything like that. Now, I was kind of a streaky guy. I would say my junior year in college, that was my roughest year because I would be up and down. But I had a lot of things going on my junior year, so that kind of affected my gameplay, I guess. You know, a lot of mental things as far as like I was pressing and I was not scoring. Freaking dog is that dog. Sorry. But I was just pressing and missing shots and stuff. But then I would make shots too. I didn't have a terrible season, but I was sometimes considered what you call streaky. So, but streaky, man, is like when you're streaky, it's like almost like you're reliable, but sometimes you aren't, because like look at somebody like J.R. Smith. He's streaky, but he's so when you need him, is he going to be there? Like that's a huge question. I mean, I like his game. I just wish he'd be way more consistent. He has a beautiful game. I just want him to be more consistent. But But anyway, street guys, they'll make 7, 8 shots in a row, and then they'll miss. And they tend to gun too. They tend to look for that shot. So those are streaky guys. You don't really want to be a streaky guy. You want to be more consistent. You know, because being streaky, man, it's hit or miss. You know. But those guys can get extremely hot, man. All right. So the next one you got is your athletic shooters. So your athletic shooters are going to be people like let's see what I got here. Ray Allen with the Milwaukee Bucks. That Ray Allen was super athletic. He had bounce. Bradley Beal, he's athletic. He'll go in there and try to pipe on you. Me, like the high school version of me, I was what you call an athletic shooter, meaning I could shoot it, but if you come at me, I'm gonna pump fake you, and then I'm gonna go to the basket and try to score. I'm gonna try to dunk. You know, that's a pretty good number of people. Off the top of my head, like I said, it could be who did I say? Bradley Beal, man. I guess you could say somebody like James Harden or Durant. These guys are athletic shooters. You know, they can get to the paint. You know. They can shoot the ball, but at the same time, they can get into the paint and make things happen. You know, so athletic shooters are dangerous because the thing is, you want to run them off the 3-point line, but then they can still get in there and and use their body and get in there and try to score. So be careful with those guys. That's a good thing to be as an athletic shooter. I miss those days. That was very, very extremely fun. All right, so your next one. Here's a tricky thing. There are shooters that can score, but there are also scorers that can shoot. All right. So let me break that down. So the first one, a scorer that can shoot would be somebody who to write down. Okay. Somebody like Russell Westbrook. All right. Russell Westbrook is deadly in the open court and getting to the basket, but he can also knock down shots. So, but he's not really known for shooting as much as he is for scoring. Transition, mid-range, pulling up off the dribble, getting fouled, going to the free throw line, just getting buckets, not just shooting. So somebody like a Westbrook is like somebody who's a scorer that can actually knock down shots as well. So, a lot of times the thing is sometimes a lot of scorers, they struggle with shooting. But as far as scorers that can shoot, I would say, like a Westbrook. That was also me in high school. I'll get to it in a minute, the breakdown, the J Free in high school versus the J Free in college. But me in high school I was more known to get to the basket, but I could also shoot the ball too. So, but my main way of scoring was getting to the cup, in mid range and that type of stuff. So I'm trying to think of another person who's actually a scorer that can actually shoot the basketball. I should have took a better note. There's so many of them in the league, man. Who's another shooter? that can score. I don't want to spend too much time on it. I'll think of it in a minute. But okay, but on the flip side, you have I'm sorry, scorers that can shoot. Now on the flip side, you have shooters that can score. Now, a shooter that can score, okay, in high school, I was a scorer that could shoot, but then in college, I was a shooter that could score. So what happened was when I was in high school, you know, I played point guard, but I wasn't really a natural point guard. I was really a shooting guard, but you know, I could handle the ball well. So that's what I did in high school. But then when I got to college, they converted me into a pure two guard. So my skills kind of transferred from being a ball handler to a deadly shooter. So, but those ball handling skills, you know, the athleticism never really left me. So when I got to college, I was more like the catch and shoot coming off screens. But at the same time, I could still run the floor. I could catch it on the dribble, maybe do a move and get to the cup. I could still do that stuff. So somebody who's like that, a shooter that can score, would be like a Bradley Beal again, or Ray Allen in his prime. Me in high school. Another shooter that I could trying to think here. You could say somebody like Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson's a shooter that can score, but he's more on the shooting side. Steph is a shooter that can score. He's a pure shooter, but he can put the ball on the floor. He can go. So he got handles and all that stuff. So that's what that is. Now you also have your triple threat scorers. Your triple threat scorers are going to be people who primarily score, you know, in here with the ball in the hip, jabbing you, shot faking you, jabbing you. People like Melo, of course, MJ, Kobe, LeBron. You could say LeBron can do it. You know, these guys are Paul George. These guys are supremely skilled, sizing you up and then going to work. But with that, you have to make sure that you're tall enough, athletic enough, because you can't be like 6'1", trying to triple threat people to death, unless you like at the wire or something. But as far as like to be effective, you know, play pro and be successful at the collegiate level, you kind of got to have a little height. So you need to be, if you're going to be a triple threat scorer, you need to be like 6'5", 6'6", long arms, you know, long legs, and have good basketball IQ, because you want to be in it. You want to be able to see the floor. And, you know, if you can be triple threat, you can jab somebody cutting, you can throw a pass over the defense. So you want to have a good triple threat, of course, just to keep the defender from getting the ball. But if you want to be a primary triple threat scorer, you got to be supremely skilled at it, and I would suggest you having height. That's just my opinion. So your Melos, your Paul Georges, those are guys that are going to be your triple threat guys. Guys are going to be able to catch it, you know, and just skill you to death and get a basket, if that's a term. All right. So the next one is pure scorers. Now, pure scorers are what it says. Just like a pure shooter, you have a pure scorer. Pure scorers are naturally born to put the ball in the basket. I mean, it just seems like they're always in the right place at the right time, and they get easy buckets. People like Melo, people like John Wall, man, Durant, Lou Williams. A lot of these guys, they just naturally scorers. They know how to put the ball in the bucket. Jamal Crawford, they know how to put the ball in the bucket. They're gonna be a challenge to guard. They just seem the ball will freaking bounce off the rim, and they'll just be right there to catch it and just score. They just have really good offensive awareness. I know some guys in high school that I play with, you know, back in the day that are like that. Just pure scorers, man. They just get buckets. That's what they do. They go out there and get buckets. Simple as that, man. So then you also got your 3-and-D guys. Your 3-and-D guys are going to be the people who are really, really skilled playing defense. They can really guard you, but at the same time, they can knock down open three. They can shoot, so they're a threat. 3-and-D guys are really, really effective. You really need those guys on your team. 3-and-D guys are going to be like Draymond Green, Jay Crowder, you know, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope for the Lakers. Well, he was with the Pistons. These guys are going to lock you. They're going to try to lock you down on the perimeter. They're going to be a challenge. They're probably going to guard the other team's best player. But then on offense, they're probably limited more than likely. So, you know, they're going to be catch and shoot guys, particularly like in the corner, or if you have a guy that's drawing double teams or something, they skip it around. That catch and shoot guy is going to be right there. He's ready to knock down three, and he's ready to D up. Those guys are extremely valuable to the success of a team at any level, in my opinion. So, there's a lot of guys that play like that and they find success in that. They're not the flashiest guys. They go out there and they get the job done. They D up, they make threes, 3 and D guys. Those are very, very good players. Okay, which brings me to my next point of the defensive specialists. A defensive specialist is somebody who is going to go and you're going to have a very, very hard time scoring against this guy. It's extremely challenging. They are known for defense, and that's what they are highlighted as. If somebody scored the last 3 buckets, the defensive specialist is going to be called on to say, hey, go stop that guy. So somebody like, Draymond Green, defensive specialist, Kawhi Leonard, Jay Crowder, and if you watched the playoff last year, Stanley Johnson guarding LeBron. Even though he didn't shut LeBron down, he was challenging him. And you need those guys. You need somebody who's not going to ask for the ball a lot on offense. You're going to need those guys because you got to play defense, man. Defense wins championships, of course. So the defensive specialist, if you can play defense, you're going to play a lot because, a lot of times people overlook defense, but it's still one of the best kept secrets. I think it's often underrated. People don't really give it enough credit, but defensive specialists, they're valuable. Next one I got down here is back to the basket, low block players. And these are you guys that are typically your taller guys. They play down low on the block with their back to the basket. But the thing about that is that's become really outdated. Nowadays, basketball is really positionless. I mean, most people now most effective players can do a little bit of everything. They can post up on the block, but then more than likely they're shooting threes more. They're running out they're doing their Euro stepping. They're playing in transition. So back to the basket players like the old Dwight Howard with the Magic in 2009 when he went to the finals and got beat by the Lakers. Shout out to Kobe, 4th ring. Your Andre Drummonds, like those guys, that back to the basket stuff is kind of outdated, man. So even like when I train big men now, I kind of have them doing more guard stuff because it's hard to do that unless you're extremely skilled and you're accurate at kind of like a Paul Gasol. He was probably the last one that was really effective at playing back to the basket. But even he's older now, so that's kind of getting outdated, man. So back to the basket, low block. Man, we'll skip that. Next one is back to the basket, turn around, fadeaway type players. Now that's still effective. In today's league. That's LeBron. That's Durant. That's Melo. That's PG. A little bit of D Wade. When he's actually playing like the old D Wade. Those guys are gonna back you down. 15 feet, 17 feet. Get you here. Boom. Turn around. Fade away. Now that's not recommended to most people, most players. They shouldn't do it because those are really terrible shots. But if you're skilled enough to make it, then it's unstoppable. But those guys, again, the guys that are effective at that, they're shooting that shot thousands and thousands of times a day, especially in the summer. That's what they work on all day and night. So if you're gonna do that, make sure you practice that. But don't be a 5'11", 6-foot player doing turnaround jumpers. That stuff's gonna get swatted. But anyway, so now moving on, you have your penetrators and your playmakers. Now these are, hang on, let me make sure I'm still live. Sorry, guys. Okay. Oh, sorry to break. Now for these guys, your penetrators and your playmakers, these guys they're supremely skilled with ball handling, and they like to get into the lane off of a ball screen or just off of just a dribble move. They get into the lane and they cause trouble, man. So like somebody like a Chris Paul, Kyrie, these guys can really get into the lane and draw help, and then just they make the right pass, and then they create opportunities. So that's what they are. They're playmakers. They make plays. Meaning they might go to the cup and score, or they might go in there and the end will get fouled. They might go in there and no look. They might go in there and just make the right pass which leads to they might give hockey assists. They might go in there and, you know, drive in, help come, distance is off. That guy distance is off for a wide open three or something. So these guys are very, very skilled at, you know, that they have high IQ. They're pretty much aware of where everybody is on the court, and they know how to get to the spots they want to get to. And then they play off of the defense. So playmakers are very, very valuable. So if you want to be a playmaker, you got to make sure you study the game. You got to make sure you study the game. Make sure that that you're making the proper reads on defense, and, you know, watch a lot of tape, study a lot of teams. Most playmakers, they know what defenses are going to be ran. They know their offense down to a T. They know who's going to be guarding who and all that stuff. So those are what playmakers are. Now you also have your floor generals and the general flow coordinators of the game. Two of these in the league right now are LeBron and Chris Paul. Those guys have supreme control over the game when they're in the game. They're directing traffic, making sure everybody's where they need to be. They're getting on guys who miss assignments, all that stuff. Those people, floor coordinators, they have a natural ability and a natural feel for the game. Sometimes I think that can't be taught. I mean, I think you can study the game, but somebody like a Chris Paul or like a Steve Nash or LeBron, they study the game, but they're born with this. They're born with this innate ability just to understand basketball and just where everybody's supposed to be. Magic Johnson, like those guys are just they're it's crazy how their IQ is. So if you have a floor general, man, they have the day and they're skilled, your team is probably going to win more than lose. So you also, the next thing you have are your transition scores. These are generally your guys that are super fast, super athletic, and love to run and love to get out in the open court. And they catch it, they gone. These are guys like Westbrook, John Wall, the old D Wade, Kyrie Irving, the old D Rose. They get it and they're gone. I mean, it's hard to stop them. Leandro Barbosa. These guys are going to get it and they're out of there, you know, no matter what. You know, speed, get in there, and one, reverse layups. If you run up, if it's a track meet, you're going to lose playing against these guys. So that's the transition scores. You have your off the bounce creators. Now, what I mean by off the bounce is your ball handling. They call that bouncing when you got the ball. And then people that can score off the bounce, boom, hit them up, size them up, dance with them up. That's going to be some people like Kyrie. These people will make you dance, you know, trying to guard them. Kyrie, Jamal Crawford, Kemba Walker make you dance. CP3, Steph. These guys will get you rocking. Boom, boom, rock you, boom, score. You know, that's what it is, man. You have your off the bounce shooters. Go back. Off the bounce creators, they tend to, you know, break you down and get into the lane and through floaters and all that type of stuff. Your off the bounce shooters are somebody like Steph or Jamal Crawford or Kyrie. They'll break you down, bounce, and knock you out 25 feet. You know, those are off the bounce shooters. They're deadly too, man. We almost getting to the end. Your all-around players. That's going to be LeBron. We'll go back. All-around players can basically do everything. They can rebound, they can shoot, they can pass, they can dribble, play defense. All of the above. They got it covered. Today's game, that's going to be LeBron, Kevin Durant, Westbrook, and my boy Giannis Antetokounmpo. If I pronounce that right. Look out for him. He might be the next one. This guy that's an all-around guy. So yeah, they can basically do everything, which leads to my next point. You have your physical freaks. These guys it's not fair. These guys are basically like created players. This is LeBron, of course, Kevin Durant, a freaking 7-foot guy, basically, that with a crazy wingspan, they can play like a guard. Giannis, which is even freakier than Kevin Durant, you know, I never thought I'd say that. The Kirsten Porzingis guy, whatever his name is, for the Knicks. These guys, you can't train to play. You can't beat these guys, no matter how hard you train. These guys were like born in a lab or something. They're freaks. I mean, it's natural. The game is natural to them just off of athletic ability, and you're not stopping them. So it is what it is. The last one is a funny one, and I'll wrap it up here. You have your unorthodox players, your players who they're really unpredictable. You don't know what to expect from them. You know, they might pull up on you. They might try to make you dance. They might try to blow by you and score off the, and it'd be kind of weird looking. Somebody like Manu Ginobili. That guy is on our. They're unpredictable. You don't know what to expect. But those guys are very extremely dangerous because they're hard to guard. So you kind of got to play them honest. You can't really play for the jump shot. You can't really play them for the drive. You just got to be honest and just, you know, anticipate and react and that type of stuff, man. But like I said, these are the player archetypes that that I've noticed. These are only a few. It's plenty of them more. You know, just go play 2K. They have them all on there from what I understand. But the better you understand this stuff, the better player you become. And then you need to figure out what type of player you are. And if you don't like the type of player you are, you know, do something about it and try to change it. But as the old saying goes, you are who you are. So if you're a catch and shoot guy, that's what you are. I mean, you can, but that doesn't mean you can't improve. But, you know, if you need to improve, if you want to improve and do something else, you're going to have to work your butt off to do it. You know what I'm saying? So not saying it can't be done, but it takes work. It's not easy, man. It's not easy to break old habits, man. So anyway, man, I just want to wrap it up with you guys, man. I appreciate everybody listening. You can visit my website, www.jfreejourney.com. Follow me on Instagram, JFREE_journey. Again, JFREE_journey. Follow my Facebook page, JFreeJourney Basketball. Shoot me an email, jfreejourney@gmail.com. If you like any type of any tips or anything, leave a comment. You know, I appreciate the listens, guys. Share the video and subscribe. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll be doing another video tomorrow. All right, guys. Appreciate everything. Love everybody. Have a good night.